Hello everybody! In today's video I'll be reviewing and talking about the new film Sing Sing releasing on August 2nd, 2024. It's already had a limited release and hit film festivals, but it's supposed to have its wide release this week. This is a new A24 film directed by Greg Quaidar about this group of inmates who are in a prison theater group, and we follow along as they put on a play. This is about a real theater program at the Sing Sing prison called Rehabilitation Through the Arts Program, and the film specifically surrounds this particular production they did called Breakin' the Mummy's Code. The movie is also based on a 2005 Esquire article called The Sing Sing Follies, which covers the RTA program and this specific production. I thought this was just such a beautiful film, very reflective and hopeful, and almost feel good in a way, which is really strange for a movie about prison. It does have its darker moments, but overall it's very positive and optimistic. I don't know if it's a realistic view of what prison in the US looks like, but we have enough films and TV shows that come from that gritty, dark perspective. Instead, here the film focuses on this program and how it helps form a community, and how having this new hobby helps provide purpose and hope. And at the same time, it doesn't feel like this film is whitewashing or hiding the negatives of prison life. It just instead chooses to have more of an optimistic tone. In addition to being a touching narrative to watch in the film, it's also bringing attention to the real life program that has real life benefits, again, building community, providing purpose and hope. According to this NBC News article, which I'll link below, inmates who participate in this RTA program have a much lower recidivism rate than other inmates. Specifically, this article says that less than 3% of RTA participants return to prison versus the nationwide statistic of 60% of inmates that return to prison after 3 years. I don't know if the data is there to say that this program is for sure causing a 60% decrease in recidivism, but there is at least a correlation there. And anyway, I don't think there's any denying how beneficial a program like this could be. So I love that the film is, in a way, bringing attention to this program and reminding us that prison is supposed to be about rehabilitation and that prisoners are real people too. I really love how the film emphasizes and brings out the innocence of these characters. Some characters, like Coleman Domingo's character, claim to be innocent, but most of the characters are presumably guilty, and we don't hear anything about why they ended up in prison. This is a big change from the Sing Sing Follies article, which specifically defines these men by their crimes. To give the author the benefit of the doubt, this could have been intentional, but I don't love that choice at all. I do, however, love the choice the film makes to focus more on the humanity of these characters and not highlight their past mistakes. The film focuses more on who they are today, their personalities, their hopes and dreams. In the film, the program just brings out the inner child and playfulness of all these big, rugged inmates, face tattoos and all. There were so many moments watching where I was completely struck by the characters and the performances, seeing the innocence shine through. There were quite a few moments where I was crying from the beauty of it. Usually if a film makes me cry, it's because something sad's happening, duh. But Sing Sing just felt so profoundly touching that it really got to me. I fear that a small percentage of people might think it's a little cheesy. I personally think it feels too authentic to be cheesy, as in it doesn't feel like it's just doing things to get a reaction out of the audience. One of the unique things about this film is that most of the actors are former inmates, and there are only a few professional actors in the film. This, of course, harkens back to Nomadland, which did a similar thing with the casting. I'm sure other films have done it before Nomadland, but that's at least my point of reference. It's such a bold, intentional approach to casting. It's risky to trust these inexperienced actors to carry a theatrical release, and it's risky too from a marketing perspective. They obviously don't have as many big names to fall back on to make money. So all that's left is this intentional choice that was made purely for the artistry, to help come from an authentic perspective and create a believable world. So number one, I just respect the hell out of this film for that. But beyond just respect for the intention, I think it's executed really well in the film. Even though this film is mostly made up of unknown actors, they all did great. They play themselves, so these might not be the most demanding roles ever, but we do see a range from them as we watch them throughout this journey. They're so likable, and they all feel so comfortable in front of the camera. Their performances are great, and like I said, their authenticity shines through. Out of the ensemble, there are two standouts that I want to specifically mention: Clarence Macklin, also known as Divine Eye, and Sean San Jose. The screen would just light up anytime Sean San Jose would appear. I loved his class clown-like character. Divine Eye's character goes through this journey and transformation that was so rewarding to watch. I love the complexity of his character and performance, from the intensity of him as this hardened criminal to the awkwardness and reservation of someone joining a new club, to watching him open up and accept this new family and mentality into his life. There are a few professional actors in this film as well, namely Colman Domingo, who plays the main character, Divine G, who is this playwright, mentor-like figure of the theater group. He was fantastic, as always. He's been one of my favorite parts of Euphoria, and I think he's criminally underrated as an actor. He just has this command and presence over everything. I was also just intrigued by his character and the role he plays in the narrative as well. Paul Raci plays the theater group staff leader, and he was great also. At times, the way this is shot looks like an old 80s documentary, which I love. From what I can tell, it also seems to have been filmed on location at Sing Sing. All of that combined with the casting choices really contributes to the film feeling a lot more grounded and intimate. The story is maybe a little minimal, but there is a story there, mostly just following this theater group as they put on this production. Alongside that, there's also a storyline with Colman Domingo's character and his conviction, and also his relationship with the theater program and the character Divine Eye. I thought it dragged a teeny bit, really just a little bit. It is a drama, so if you don't like dramas, you probably won't like this. It might be a little slow. It does have some funny moments, which I always appreciate. It helps keep things enjoyable, keep things moving. Overall, it just feels so well-made, well-crafted, thoughtful, and intentional. I really struggle to point out any negatives. All extremely impressive coming from relatively new director Greg Quaidar. I think this film's release seems to be very under the radar. I haven't heard much buzz about it. It is an A24 movie, so it'll always have the A24 fans' respect solely because of that. But I'm a little worried, honestly. I really hope this film does well. So I would definitely encourage you all to watch it, give it a chance if it's playing near you. I loved it, obviously. I think it has Best Picture potential. We'll see how the year shakes out. That's my review of Sing Sing. If you've seen it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the film. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.